Hi everybody, it is Robert Gibson here, passion poet to some, founder of the Passionate Words Editing Services. Today we have a double feature. Well, let me explain what I mean. Normally I usually introduce one interview and we talk to one person. Today we're doing two. We're going to be talking about the art of visibility. And with that, we're talking to Jewel Greene from Trinidad, who is the CEO of the Caribbean, the Caribbean Social Media Hub, and we'll be talking also to my business partner Ashley Phillips-Kinch from Bajan Media. This is we're now getting started. Pretty much, we are still a couple minutes before we officially start at 8 o'clock. So as usual, I'm just trying to let people know that we are on. Let people know that we're on. If you know an author or you are one yourself and want to know any information about marketing, this is the life for you, right? This is the life for you. We are going to be talking marketing today. We are talking marketing with two marketing experts. So we're here to talk, so come with your questions, come with your comments. We're talking to a wealth of knowledge in these two ladies, yes? So once again, we're just giving a chance for people to come in I'm sending out a couple invites to those who are or they're not actually on yet. Some people are. I'm just shooting in the dark. For the time being, we're almost ready to start. Alright, we're almost ready to start. So if you know anyone who is an author who wants to write a book, who has any information or any interest in writing books, this is the best place to be right now. Alright? So once again, I'm just giving a chance for people to come in. So I hope that you're as excited about this as I am. Alright, I am, like I said, FYI is a hub for where we will be linking readers and authors together. If you're an author, this is the place to come to talk about your books and to get people know who you are and tell people about your book and why you should buy it. If you're a reader, you should be here as well, because then you get a chance to learn new things and meet new authors and fall in love with new books. Yeah, so this is the place to be, whether you are a lover of books alone or if you've written your own. Yeah. So I'm just sending out a couple invites. Jewel is already here. Hi, Jewel. I'll send your request to you shortly. I'll see your request shortly. I'll pull you in. Don't know if I did that already, Ashley, but I'm sending one to you as well. Yeah. So like I said, it's a couple minutes to 8 o'clock. It's a couple minutes to 8. So just giving a couple people a chance to come in. If you're interested, share this live with somebody who loves books, who is an author, who needs information about marketing. This is the best place to be. We're going to be talking to Jewel. We had Jewel on the show I think last month sometime, when she was talking about her book strategies to sell more books fast and a free ebook. So we'll get a chance to talk about that as well. So we're going to talk about the art of visibility. Right? You write the books, you put the books in, and then what? Okay? So I see both Ashley and Jewel in. So what I'm just gonna accept them both. All right, so let's see if we can. I've accepted Joel. I've accepted Ashley. Let's see if we can get this thing started. Penny, hey, you're good. You are you're, you're channeling Spider Woman right now. You know this. How you doing?
I am okay. Are you hearing me clearly?
I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you. I'm trying to bring Ashley right now.
Okay.
But yes, so right. So we're about 2 minutes in. We're 2 minutes before we officially start. If you are interested in books at any time, anything about books, this is the place for you to ask your questions to know more about marketing. I I'm sure I told my clients this is the place for them to be. Said that I know one of them was asking questions about marketing. I said you need to be on our tonight. So I'm hoping what's going on. Trying to bring Ashley in. I'm accepting all the time. I'm still trying to get her in. But in the meantime, so while we're trying to no, we're not removing anybody. So no. While I'm trying to figure out how to get Ashley in here, you can introduce yourself to the people again. There are new people coming in, and welcome again to the to FYI.
Hi, good night.
Thank you so much.
I can hear you. I can hear you. I can't see you. All right. Yes, Joel. Hi. We're still trying to get Ashley in, but we can talk. We can talk to you in the meantime. How are you doing?
I am well, thank you. And all the internet is good from the bottom. But yeah, I'm good. Excited about tonight. I love to talk about books and things concerning books. And excited to share and report the platform that I started recently. We're in our 11th week. So just when you need to hear me clearly, right?
Well, is it? I can is yeah. If you can put it a little bit closer to your mouth, it'd be good. Because I have a fan behind me. Honestly, it's too hot. It's too hot not to have that fan, and the fan is a little bit loud.
Okay, so let me see what I can do on this. Is that better?
Yes, it is. Yes, thank you.
Alright,
Rochelle says there's a little feedback.
Is it better now? Because I was bending down.
Yeah, she says yes. She says yes.
Okay, good.
Right.
Hi, Rochelle.
Okay, right. I think I see Ashley's popping in. Finally, here we go. Hi, Ashley.
Yeah, it's sticking. I could hardly hear you guys. It was very feedbacky. I'm not sure what was going on, but hi.
Okay, because you are a little pixelated for sure. All right, let's see how we can do. Let's go ahead. Let's see how far we can get with this.
Yeah, Robert. I cannot see you at all. Our Joel is very. Not sure what's going on.
Really, that's weird because I can see both of you. You can hear me?
See, I can hear you as well.
I can see everybody.
All right, go. Continue. Go
All
on.
right, let me go. All right, let me go. All right, so yes. All right, people, thank you so much for being a part of the live. This is FYI. My name is Robert Gibson. This is FYI with passionate words. FYI, for your information. For your information, we are here to talk to talk about books. To talk about books and to talk about marketing books. If you are an author, you should be listening to this live. If you're not an author, but you know an author, you should be pointing them this to this life. Yes, because we have normally I have one interviewee. Now we have two. We are speaking with Jewel Greene from Trinidad, who's a marketing consultant, marketing expert in Trinidad. As I was saying before, we had her on the show earlier. She had a book, a free ebook, strategies for selling more books fast, and um, she is the head of the Caribbean Social Media Hub at NTT, as well. I also have on board my business partner, the lovely Ashley Phillips-Kinch, who is like, for those who have worked with us before. If you worked with us before, you probably met Ashley, because she's the one who helps deal with the marketing strategies for your books and all those beautiful posts. Looking on our page, you see the posts that are there. I don't do them myself. I don't have time. I give them to Ashley to do. Right. So, ladies, thank you so much for coming on board. Like I was saying, I was giving Joe a little chance to introduce herself to the people. So maybe you can continue that, and then let Ashley go ahead and we get into marketing.
Okay, great. So thank you so much for having this platform, Robert, and two, for having me on the platform today with you. I really appreciate every opportunity I have to talk about authors, to talk about their platforms, to talk about how they can get themselves more visible. I really love to talk about that, right? Because being a Caribbean, we don't get enough of that, especially people. It's Trinidad and Tobago, but because Tobago is such a small community, we sometimes have issues with that. So I love every opportunity I have to talk about it, especially for Tobago authors. But my company is Caribbean Social Media Hub, CT, as you said, and I like to call myself the CEO of Caribbean Social Media Hub. I'm also the president of the Tobago Writers Guild, as well as the chairperson of Civil TT, which is organization, and we champion the cause of women in leadership. And what better place to learn to read than in writing books as well, right? So I just love the intersection of everything that I'm doing. And just to put it out there, I have about 11 weeks ago started a platform for authors. It's the only show where authors get to talk about their books. I interview them, chat with them. We have one children's book platform on TV, and I've started our platform here on Tobago Updates every Wednesday at 11 a.m. And we get to talk to authors directly, ask them about it. I've been having some fun there, so just wanted to put it out there. Thanks again. And it's really nice to be here with this lovely lady, Ashley. Nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you also, Joelle.
Go ahead, Ashley. Sorry, I'm just making sure I turn off this fan because it's a little bit hard to hear y'all. So I'm trying to. Okay, I'm doing without the fan for the time being. Okay.
I assume you want me to introduce myself?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm Ashley Phillips-Kinch, and I'm the owner of Bajan Media, which is a digital marketing and business solutions agency. We specialize in making your business work. So when I say that, I mean we specialize in the elevation of your brand through marketing. So we use social media, we use traditional marketing, we use content creation and other forms to make sure that we elevate your brand, elevate your business. So that's a little bit about Bajan Media and what we do. And I'm happy to be here tonight to discuss authors. I am also the lead marketing for Passionate Words authors. So I rub shoulders with a lot of authors due to Passionate Words editing. And I've learned a lot over the years in relation to how to push the brands, how it works. We've did a lot of trial and error as it relates to our own Robert's own brand, just to see what fits, what sticks. So we've done that. We've gotten to that point, and now at this point, we're here to give you little tips on or have a discussion. So, as Robert would have said earlier, if you're not author, if you're looking to publish a book, then this live is for you because, you know, what's next? As we always use when consulting, we always ask what's next because that's what authors tend to ask. What's next? After we've published, after we've posted, how do I make those sales? How do I get people to notice me? How do I recruit some of my investment? That is the type of questions that are asked. So we are here to answer some of those questions, to give you a little bit of clarity and to really see and to really show you what it's like to push your brand, your book brand out there.
All right, Jewel, let me say I got a request to bring the mic a little bit closer to you, to your mouth when you're speaking. Just from somebody, right, just from the people who is in the live tonight. All right, so I mean, let's start off. We said like when I did the poster, I was, you know, trying to come up with a nice name for the live, and I thought of the art of visibility. The art of visibility, because what do you think in terms of visibility for how important? Let's start with a silly question, and I guess start with a silly question. How important is visibility to an author and an author's brand? Anybody could jump in.
Okay, so first off, what I would like to say is, because to answer your question, I'm gonna answer in two parts. First thing first, to gain visibility, authors need to treat their books as a brand, as a business.
Yeah.
Yes, you're writing. Yes, you're getting involved in, you know, creating a personal brand and stuff like that. But it's also a business, and all business needs some level of marketing, some level of branding. So in terms of that, visibility is really important. Without treating it like a business, you can't have visibility. So I'm going to let Joel continue on that.
Joel.
It's important to say something. Once you've published a book, is this holding better? I'm just checking.
No, could you put it closer because I'm hardly hearing you? Not sure.
Let me see. Is this any better? No, I don't know. I might just take it out.
All right.
Is this better?
That sounds good to me.
Better? Is this better? Yeah.
It's better for me, but I'm wondering. Ashley, can you hear her still?
I can hear her. Yes. Not sure. Maybe.
Will you let me know as I go ahead, because I think the headphones.
Way better now.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So visibility literally is everything. As an author, you write because you want to put material out there. You want to share your voice. You want to share your story. But if you don't get visibility, your book will stay in your hands, right? The publisher will give it to you, or the publisher will publish your book on Amazon or wherever you may be publishing it, and it will stay right there. It will go nowhere. So to ask how important visibility is, it is the tool that will connect you, the medium that will connect you to your reader. So it is literally, if we want to break it down to simple terms, it is the ability for persons to know, one, that you have a book and it's available for sale, right? Available for distribution. That's really what visibility is. Simple like that. And you must be able to tell people you've written a book. A lot of people write books. We have a lot of introverts write books, right? Let's be honest, right? We introverts love to write books because it's a nice silent process. We get to sit quietly and talk about our stories, and then get somebody to turn it into a book, or ourselves if we're self-publishing. And a lot of times for introverts, it's very hard to tell people that I have a book, to tell people I've written a book, I have a book, I've written it, it's finished, it's published, ta-da, you know. And we want you to just start by telling your friends and family, easy like that. Tell your friends and family, tell your neighbors, tell your cousins, tell your best friend, tell your frenemies, right? As we say here in Tobago, tell everybody, you know, just keep ringing, because you have to get accustomed to it, right? In the Caribbean, we do not have a lot of exposure to television, to the public. We are very private people. So it is hard for some persons to do that. So when we're talking about visibility, that's really what we're talking about, being seen. And it's not just your book being seen, but you as the author being seen. And Ashley is right, you know, once you've written a book, you're now an entrepreneur, and you coined the term last time, Robert, right? What you call it, a bookpreneur? Is that what you had said it was?
No, but that worked. What I said was you're no author incorporated.
Ah, yes, that is what it is. And I told you I'm stealing it. I wrote it down somewhere because I know you gave me this really good term. So yeah, literally that's what you are. And you have to kind of try to figure out whether you're going to do it on your own. Yeah.
Yeah, I find that is a major hurdle. As you say, a lot of introverts write, and then what happens is when you tell them, okay, now you have to tell people about the book. Let's have an interview. The first thing is, oh my God, no, I don't want people to see me. I'm like,
too late.
It's a little bit too late for that. It's like, but I like that she brought it up. That reminded me of the fact that you're now a business, because most authors write as because they have a story to tell, not because they've analyzed markets, not because they said, okay, let me see what the market needs and let me write to that demographic. That comes depending on what you're writing about. Like if you're writing a business book, then you'll probably go into market research and see a little bit more. But most people, if you're writing fiction, you just have a story to tell, and then you want to write the story, and then you're stuck, because then somebody like me or somebody like us then comes and says, okay, yes, it's time to tell people about your book, and then they freeze and they don't know what to do next. But as you said, what I always say where visibility is concerned, I tell people that thousands of books are released daily, and literally, if you want to get your name out there somehow, your brand out there somehow, it literally is like dropping water into the ocean. Like no one knows. So you definitely need to go through some sort of visibility exercise. Thinking about the fact that we're talking about introverts, let's see if we can coax some introverts out tonight. What would be the easiest way, as you started, Joel, because you started saying talking to friends, talking to family. What would be easiest, or other than that, what's another way to get people into talking about themselves? Some people feel a bit, I guess the word is presumptuous. They feel like they don't have the right to talk about themselves. And you know, but as I say, you've done something more momentous. You've done something that lots of people wish they have done. You've written a book.
Yeah. I say, you know, for persons who are introverts, the easiest way to get this off your chest, so to speak, is to join a group, right? Go join any writers group. There's the Tobago Writers Guild in Tobago. There's the Writers Union, Trinidad and Tobago. There's right now I just was on the Grenada writing page. There's a writers group, the Writers Association of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Then there's one, let me tell you. So there are a number of them, right? I'm going to find one at Writers Association of Grenada. There's in Bahamas. They're everywhere, right? Even if they are not a full-fledged association, sometimes they're just a group, right? A community group. I know in Barbados, you all have the literary desk, right? NCF has that. Go join them. Just go find out what is available. You know, we're not shoving you into the limelight one time. Join a group, get your voice, you know, get your feet wet, find out what's happening. You take this time to do your own research and get comfortable with it, right? And we're not saying it's gonna be, you know, you have all of this work to do. But you know, when you go to the group, ask questions. You go to writers group, there are other authors there. Some of them have written other books they've already published. If you have questions, that's the perfect time to start just getting yourself acquainted. And little by little, you just start to put yourself out there, because trust me, they need help. All NGOs never have enough people to do anything. So you join those groups, you must be asked to help them do something, right? They must have a book sale. And when they have the book sale, now we're in a group. You don't have to be by yourself talking about your book. You know, you're with the other authors. So I always say, go join a group, find an association, a writers association close to where you are in your community. Join the library. Join a library close to you. Find out what they have available for authors, right? There are a lot of support available for authors at the library. For instance, in Trinidad and Tobago, we have NALIS, right? That's our national library system, and they offer a first-time authors program, right? So if you're a first-time author within that 12-month period, you get an award, and you really don't have to do anything. You literally fill out a form and say, I just wrote a book, just published this book, and they literally give you an award. It's really something to just appreciate you, because it's a hard process you went through, right? To get yourself, you know, get this material, put it out there, get it edited, second to draft, all of the work you've done. So there's that first-time writers appreciation program. So I always say, you know, just start to do your research, and if you don't know where to look, just pull on your thread. Go on Google, right, and type in writers, wherever you are. Writers St. Vincent, Writers Grenada, Writers wherever, and see what pops up. Do it on Facebook, do it on Google, do it wherever, and just see what pops up and see who is out there. And that's how I would say an introvert, because, you know, you just want to gently push them into it, right? I once told an introvert, you know, we were doing a client call, and I said to her, you know, we'll do interviews, and there's a whole roadmap I have created, you know, to get you ready for your book launch, because the book launch is the end, right, not the beginning. And she said, okay, I have to think about it. And she disappeared for like 6 months. When she did turn back up, she said, I didn't want to do any of that. I know I have to do it, but I didn't want to do it. So I didn't do anything. So, you know, sometimes you scare people, not intentionally, but because of their personality. You know, sometimes they just want to be the background. They just want to have this book and give it to their friends as gifts, and that's it. And then you come along trying to burst the bubble and tell them all this fanciness they have to do, social media and all kind of thing, and frighten the poor people, right? But, you know, for the ones who are already out there, they don't need the, you know, they just need some tips. But for the introverts, kind of like myself, I'm an ambivert, right? Right in the middle there. You need to really be gentle with them and tell them small things they can do to get themselves out there.
She made a lot of points that are, for me, offline. You know, she talks about things that before she started getting into the Google and stuff like that, there was a lot of stuff that was offline. So, but you know, you are more focused on the online side. So, what would you say? How would you start pushing people? Encouraging. Let me use the word encouraging. How would you encourage somebody into becoming an author and using the online platforms to their advantage?
Okay, so I assume that question is for me. Okay, so the first thing is we live literally in the 21st century. That's the first thing. Literally, visibility is on our phones, on our TVs, on our computers. It's everywhere that we turn. It's everywhere that we look. That is where we are on 24/7, every single day. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, something, right? So the truth is, there's no visibility without using some form of online forum or social media forum. So like Joelle would have pointed out groups. Take advantage of the Facebook groups. There are a lot of Facebook groups for readers, writers, and you can take a lot of advantage of that. But however, people want to see what you do and how you do it. So it's like watching a movie and you really like this actor and you want to find out so much more about them. So you follow their like you follow them and you follow their life all the way through, right? That is what being an author is. Being an author is writing. You write something really good and then somebody is so interested in it that they want to see more of you. They want to see when something else is going to be coming up, when something else is going to be popping up. So if you don't have an online forum, you lose that momentum. So for example, yes, you've told your family, yes, you've told your friends and the people around you, but you only have so much family, you only have so much friends. When those 20 good people come around and they hopefully purchase the book from you, then what's next? Where do you go next? How do people find out about you? How do I get your book from you? So the thing about it is you gotta first find out, as an introvert, you gotta answer a question first before you go on to any other thing. Are you writing this book as a hobby? Or are you looking to gain some kind of return on investment? Are you writing as a hobby or do you want to get a return on investment? After you figure that out, then why not continue to be an introvert? You know, you're just writing this as a hobby, you're publishing as a hobby, this is for you, this is for your friends, this is for your family. Sure, continue to do whatever you want to do. However, if you want to make some form of money as an author, then you got to take a step further. The first thing is to be willing. And like Joelle also mentioned, sometimes you explain the process, and the launch is the last part, one of the last steps, although I think we have another step after the launch, but launch is one of the final steps. Then some persons run away really hard because they're like, oh no, I don't want to do this. But the truth is that if you don't, then what? So some of our first processes is the first one of the services that Robert offers is author accountability coaching. This really helps you get your juices running and gets you all excited about becoming of your book. And once the client gets happy or once you get pumped about becoming of your book and we explain all of the processes of how we're going to get this book out to the market, then you become excited. And the more excited you are, the more you want to talk to people about it, the more you want to express yourself, the more you want people to see what it is that you've written and how you've written it and what you've written. So that's what you do. So as an introvert, the first thing you want to do is to have discussions with the people around you. When I say that, I mean your author, your publisher. Have discussions with them. When I was writing my very first book, but planner, I was really stuck. I had the support to really get myself, put down all of my worries and get myself to publish this book the way I needed to publish it, thanks to Robert. So your community. So the first thing that you need to do is lean on your community. If you can't speak for yourself, then who is it around you that can help speak for you before you can gain that confidence to speak for yourself? So when we do a launch and somebody is a little nervous, then, we have Robert, myself, we put people in positions to help you build your brand and build up your confidence, because you got to get there sometime, because again, you want to make money, and to make money, you got to express yourself. You need visibility, and to get visibility, you got to be able to express yourself. You got to be able to tell people what you've written. And using an online forum is one of the most effective ways to push your brand. The first thing I do after I read a really good book, well, right now I am really hooked on audiobooks. So the first thing that I do when I listen to an audiobook is I go and I hunt down this author, because I want to see what else they have written. So I go straight to Instagram. What else have you written? And I just start putting all of their books that seem interesting in my wish list. And honestly, I spend way too much money on these audiobooks as well. Way too much money on these audiobooks, but it is so interesting that I've then started to purchase more and more and more, and I keep purchasing and my account just keep going because one after the next. I've been doing it now for like a month, and it's the most exciting thing ever. So for me personally, when people read a good book and you want to make money from it, then the first thing that you want to do is have somewhere where you can, where your traffic can go.
Yeah.
Where does your traffic go? Where can they find you? Where can they see what you've written and the inspiration behind what you've written? Like, you've written a really good book. Now I want to hear what inspired you to write it. What made you take the leap? Explain it to me. Tell me why these feelings erupted. Tell me more of the backstory of the characters if it's fiction. I want to really hear all of these things, and the only way to do that effectively is to get it up on some kind of social media platform, right? That is the first thing that helps you with any type of visibility, any type of online forum. And the thing is, you could start with your personal page before you decide to do it on a branding scale. Start letting people know, hey, I'm bringing something out here. You know, it's something. You don't even have to say anything much. You can take little pictures, little videos, and post it up on your stories that will disappear in the next 24 hours. You can do any of these things just to help you gain a little bit more confidence, just to help yourself. And if you can't do it, then hire a team. Get a team. Right? I always say hire your, oh my goodness, the word.
Hire your weaknesses. I assume that's where you go.
Hire your weaknesses. Right. Hire your weaknesses. Always, if you cannot do something for yourself, get a team to do it for you. That's why we exist. That's why we do what we do. Because we are able to do, we have the confidence, we've gained the experience to help you do what it is that you cannot do for yourself. You can't do for yourself at the moment. So therefore we have author focus page, and that page, you know, you can't post for yourself. Author focus page posted it for you. You can't speak about your book passionately. Passionate Words does that for you. You can't market your book. Joelle and Ashley can do that for you. That is what we do. We make sure that we help you. So, you know, along with that, as Joelle would have said, go to groups, you know, go and speak to people, get excited. And what that can also do is that, you know, the more people that you meet, the more people that will push your book for you. So you push other people's book, and in turn they push it for you as well. So that's, you know.
Yeah, we had Dawn from Bajan Book Club a couple of weeks ago, and she's from the other end. She's a book club owner in Barbados. She's a person who loves books, and so I introduced her to the FYI community by speaking to her and getting her, and she said the same thing that you said in terms of being excited for books and hunting down a book and hunting down an author. We would talk about the backstory, and I remember I dated myself now, I know this, but anyhow, before there was the internet, before there was DVDs, and you used to watch the DVDs. You used to watch the DVDs. I used to buy 2 DVDs in DVD set. Like, for instance, when they had the Lord of the Rings collection, there was the Lord of the Rings collection. There was a 3 movie, and then there was the director's cut. The director was I loved that particular DVD, because that particular DVD shows what Ashley was talking about, the backstories, the backstories of the characters, how the directors felt when a particular scene was going on. So we love to hear what's happening. We love to hear the backstories of the characters. We love to hear the backstories of the authors. I mean, especially now in this age of TikTok and Instagram, the reels, people love to see what's going on in behind the scenes of your brand and of your business and of your book, right? I remember, from bringing it a little bit closer to home, when I was writing my novel, I don't think when I first started writing novel, TikTok nor Instagram were invented yet. And what I did when I got a really nice scene, I just drop it straight on Facebook. I drop it straight on Facebook, and I tell people, "Look at this, read this," you know. And I was doing that while writing the book. So how? So when we're talking backstory, I'm giving my thing of backstory, but I'm also saying that we should not wait until the book. I mean, lots of people do wait until the book is actually done and then think about marketing. But we should actually be telling people about the book while it's being written, because that way you can get people on board way before the book is landed. And when the book actually lands, you have a list of people who are ready to buy, because as Ashley said, I am here to pump you up. That's my goal. That's why I got passionate. That's why I got passionate. My name, my goal is to pump you up. I pump you up. And by the time I done with you, you're gonna see me with a cheerleader pom poms, and I get rah rah rah. Cause my goal is to get you all excited. And when I done, you ready to write this book. But in the same goal, I want you ready to tell people about the book before the book lands, so that we can have a list of people ready to pick up this book when it lands. What do you all think of that?
Well, the thing about it is, let's look at it this way. If you are going to an event, do you plan to purchase your ticket on the same day, or do you plan it in advance so that you can get your hair done, you can get yourself prepared, and you can do all of the lovely stuff, right? That is the same way you got to look at your publishing your book. Do you want sales? If you do, then you have to make sure that you let people know about your book before you published your book. So during the process of editing and formatting and all of the other goody stuff, you need to be working on your marketing strategy, your marketing plan, your plan of getting it to your target audience, or the target audience that's in relation to your book. So with that, what's next? How do I, how does that happen? Right? So for me personally, I answer this again in two parts, right? Are you an established author, or are you a new author? If you are a more established author, then you could take the risk of, putting out the book and then getting sales. Although if you look at the other authors, international authors, you would see, there's always coming soon. There's always what to look out for next. Pre-order this, add this into your cart, sign up to be the first body to on the newsletter list when it drops. All of these things are things that you want to accomplish. However, as a new author, that process is really hard. It's going to be harder for you because you're new. No one knows about you. No one knows what you've written. No one knows that you have the potential to write a good book either. So you now have to push a little more to get people to see or understand your work. But if you want to put yourself out there, you want to establish your foot in the industry before you decide to publish. This is a very, very, very important step. Again, if writing your book is not a hobby, if it's not something you're doing for fun, then you got to take it seriously, like you'll take any business or any business steps that you would take. Therefore, you got to go from the time you finish writing the book and you're going through the processes up until you publish the book. You need to make sure people know that you are there. You need to let people understand how, why, where, how you've written this book, why you've written it, where can I get the book, and how I can get it. If I get it from Amazon, if I can get it in person, how do I purchase? How you need to have these steps out there.
Hey, so Joel, what do you think? How important is getting people know about the book before it's done?
Well, I really love what Ashley said, right? And Ashley said, if you were going to an event, wouldn't you get your tickets in advance? Wouldn't you get your hair and your nails too? The guys, you'd go get your hair relocked, right? Robert, you'd, get a nice little markup and stuff and get your outfit, probably check your colognes if, you're top. right?
Yeah.
You get all of those things done. But our lovely Caribbean community, we love to do everything last minute. Let us be honest. Sometimes events going on, and that is when you decide, oh, it has effect tonight. I'm going tonight. You know that's how we do it, right? And I always tell my authors, come on, we have to do better than that, right? This book is like a baby. This book, you have to prepare for it, right? You have to prepare for its coming. So you literally have to prep for it, right? We're going straight down to basics here when we talk about writing and a writer's roadmap. So when I said, you know, the launch is at the end of that's the end of it. That's like the party. That's like the christening, right? So you have the baby and then you christen the baby. But that's what the launch is. So I would say literally when we're talking about how important it is, or should you be telling people, this is something that you're birthing, right? You're bringing forth into the ethos, into the atmosphere. This body of work that you're hoping to do. And once you have that in mind, you'll have to prepare for it, right? You don't do like how we love to do. Go on social media to say, I wonder what's going on tonight. It's Friday. I wonder if I have an effect tonight. I feel like going out tonight. And then you call your friends and all your friends saying, I don't know, I'm in my pajamas already. I have to get ready now. You know, this last minute kind. You know how we used to have talk line going on and then now wondering if they're feeling to come out. Don't do that, authors. Prepare for it like it is a baby, right? Get on board with this thing because this is going to come and you're not going to be prepared because trust me, after you've written that book, you will be so overwhelmed with the amount of things you have to now do to make sure people see and hear you, to make sure they hear about your book, right? And I always put it out there as well. Listen, telling people about your book while you're writing. So for Caribbean Social Media Hub, we do a roadmap. So we have a roadmap for people to follow. And this is a 6-point roadmap, right? We have pit stops along the way. And we talk about before you begin writing, while you're writing, during the editing process, the release date, the post-release date, right? And the post-release date, you have different phases, different things you have to do, and that will help you not to get overwhelmed. Each of these roadmaps and these pit stops have some, you know, a to-do list so that you can prepare. So it's a build-up so that when you're ready to launch your book, it's not 100 things you have to do, but literally just one thing, right? Get your publicist and start. Because at the end of the day, you can use the process before your book is published to even do market research, right? And I'll give you an example about what I'm talking about. So I have a book. It's an ebook. It isn't published, but I intend to publish a book, right? About how persons can get strategies very quickly, very easily to sell more books. Now, if I decide I alone, you know, I have a little goddaughter and she said to me, you know, Auntie, don't tell me anything. I don't know everything, right? If you're the author, yeah, she was 5. I said, well, good, you have some answers for me because I don't know this, I don't know that, if you can help me out. So as you know, you don't want a person to say, you know, I know everything, I don't need no help, because they do need the help. And if it is you're getting yourself prepared along the way, get persons, as Ashley was saying, as you were saying, hire a team. If you're looking at your finances, because this publishing is not for the faint of pocket, right? It is a financial undertaking, and even preparing can get you in a right frame of mind budget-wise, because every month you can put aside some funds, right? You don't have to do everything one time, but every month you could say, okay, listen, as Ashley saying, this is not a hobby. I want to make money. I want to leave a legacy for my family, for my children, for whoever it is I'm going to leave behind, right? I want this to be my legacy to the world, and I want to make money off of it because I've spent money, right? I took my savings and I buy some outfits to do the launch, and I take some pictures, and I do all these things. And now my savings out. I have to recoup my losses. How am I going to do that? You need sales. So you have to tell yourself, listen, I have to prepare, I have to do some work to get myself ready. So when we talk about why tell people about the book before, no, I'll just publish it and then I'll tell them. No. They're not only not going to know that you were writing a book, but now you may be missing some very important landmarks. Do they like the book cover? Are people enthused about the way you're writing?
Lord,
Who is your target market, right? All of these things are questions you should be asking, if not before you even start to write. You know, formulating in your mind, you should be thinking about this while you're writing. A lot of people think the only thing I need to know if it's for adults or if it's for children. And it's not for children, so it must be for adults. Problem solved. No. These adults that you may be targeting may be working people, may not be. Maybe housewives, may not. Maybe house husbands, may not be. Maybe young adults, right? What do they like? And you using your market research to do all of these things by telling people about your book early, right? I'm writing a book and this is what I'm writing about. This is the idea. Now, I'm not saying that people are not going to be, you know, you have jealousies, you have people like, how she writing a book? How he writing a book? I wanted to write a book too. Your book sounds stupid, right? I don't like it. I don't like the idea. What? You're writing about folklore? No, we're going to have those, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people who genuinely want to support you. You tell them about your book, you show them what you're thinking about, and hear what they have to say, because a lot of times these are the people you want to buy a book, right? A lot of times people buy a book simply because they like the cover. You know, I've done it. Go to a bookstore, you pick up the book, you go on Amazon, you look at the book, and the book cover look poor in itself. And you tell yourself, good God, what is this? You rest it right back down and you keep moving. Sometimes you pick up a book just because the cover cute. The book,
That is
you don't even
true.
know if the book, yeah, you don't even know if the book good,
So
but the cover
true.
looks so cute. You're
Prettiest
like,
cover
listen,
ever.
you're like, listen, this is summer. I going on vacation. I going on a cruise. I want to flam with my book. I want to sit down and mackle people a little bit. I might need some, you know, I might need a little disguise. I need a little book to sit down and hide with. You don't want a boring book, the book looking like if you're reading a newspaper. You may be looking for a cute book. I'm telling you, you're on a plane. You might be thinking to yourself, I single and ready to mingle, and you there with this boring book. I mean, good God, yeah, you want somebody, you want to draw somebody in. People use all sorts of things to pull people in, and I'm just being real about it. You may be a reader, you may be a bibliophile, but let's be real and honest with ourselves. Nobody wants to be the champion of a boring book. And then when you share it with people now, word of mouth, because I know how I feel when I read a book, I was go telling everybody, listen, this book is real good, it's real good, let me tell you. I can put it down. If check page 50. It's saucy and spicy. Let me. I have everything bookmarked. So you wanna that those are one of the things we tell people. Tell your friends, tell your family, because they're gonna tell other people. Give them a chapter to read and see what they think. Right? Give them a chapter, give them a few things, and see what they think about it. And those are some of the things we're talking about. Why we're telling people to give the book to people. You're not giving it away. Right? We're not talking freemium because there's that as well, but we want you to start letting people, you know, like a drip, 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 drip kind of campaign, right? You drop a little chapter here, you drop a little character there. If you have, you know, artwork, you drop a little something there. Get them thirsty for your book, right? Get them hungry and asking, what, where are next, Robert? I read that chapter. Yeah, no more. What's going on? What happened with Sally? I ain't like how you kill off Sally. What happened? You bring Sally back? You know, you want people like that, and that's what telling them about the book before it's even published will do for you.
I like
That's right.
that. Yeah, Ashley, you were saying?
No, I was saying I agree.
Yes, it's true. I mean, several things came out of what you said. But cover is important. My novel. I told this story a couple of times. When I wrote my novel, I wanted to have the energy between the two characters be shown, right? And I wanted, so the characters are showing it. So this first cover, the guy is a performer. He's signing books, and she is like a perspective shot. She's above him, and she's showing him her pregnant belly. So the goal is to show the sort of the friction between between two characters, right? But the book itself is, although it has sort of that dealt with the drama aspect of the book, but the book has a lot of sauciness in it, and the blurb, the writing at the back of the book spoke more to the sauciness. And so, to be honest, the front of the book and the back of the book didn't match, right? So I only realized that when I only realized that when I went into a Facebook group, and somebody had a thread, and the thread was basically the question was, would you buy this book based on the cover alone? So that was the question, and the authors were encouraged to just post the cover, nothing else. And so then the readers would then say yes or no, right? So I feeling big and bad now, and I feeling these people love this book, man. I slap on that cover, right? I have never in my time on using social media, I have never gotten 303 replies in 2 hours ever. That was the first time I ever went viral. But let me tell you,
Oh, boy.
97% of people said no, they would not buy the book. I was crushed. I didn't feel so bad. And then the thing about it, I tried to ask, like, because a lot of them just said no, a lot of them didn't actually tell me why. So then I went back and I was trying to ask, like, so what's the issue? Some people, when they replied, they said because the book was the book was hand drawn. The cover was hand drawn by a graphic artist, right? So it wasn't a picture of two real people. So some people didn't like the fact that it looked like a cartoon. Some people didn't like the fact that, you know, she was over him. She looked scary. All sorts of weird things. And then, of course, when they realized they read the back of the book and realized that the back of the book and the front of the book did not match, that also caused issue for me, you know. But when I wrote this book, so for me, I did this whole book with no market research, I just wrote the book and I just put it out there. But that's so for sure. You're definitely using your community. Having market research is important. And, you know, recognizing that you are writing your story or a story, but you're writing to people and you need to find out what they like. One of the books that we've done recently is called Consequences. But I ain't gonna lie to you, the book cover is really engaging. It's a guy with a military. He has an AK-47. He looks like a gangster. He got a gun, and that book cover has gotten so much. So much people see it and they want to know what's going on with this book. That book's cover is amazing. So definitely, I agree. Having the cover, I laughing at Joel getting the book for to pull men. But
Well,
I got
that is a lesson that we all need, that, you know, for authors need to know. Like you started this session by speaking about visibility, and another part of your visibility is to have the right book cover as well. I usually tell Robert this all the time, you know, but he says me, but cover, I usually like, I don't like this, gonna get it changed, because the end of the day, it needs to be something that is visibly attractive to the eye. It's like your layout, it's the foundation. First thing you need to do is, one of the first things before anybody decides to buy your book, you have to have a really good cover, because you want to attract people to even pick the book up. And then secondly, you want to have a good book blurb. Like if you know, one of the important things in the back of the book that tells me exactly what the book is about. You know, like Robert said, you know, sadly he had gotten too many no's, but that's a good lesson. Because
It
then
is.
you understand the huge importance of a book cover. We recently did one of our last book launches. The book was really small. It was not much of you know, much in terms of, you know, thickness in relation to the book.
Mhm.
But a lot of people really like the cover. They really like, they just wanted to pick it up and hold this really cute little thing in their hands. So that really pushed the sales on that in that aspect. So think about having a really small book, not much going on in the book, but then you have a really boring cover, then nobody's gonna look at it at all. So you really, so you know what you guys said is super important. You, in order for people to look at your book, you first have to have an attractive cover. Like the truth is, I'm not reading you unless you look pretty.
Yeah.
Like, if you got something in front there that
Yeah.
This is it here. This is the book that she's
and
talking
that's the
about. You see how pretty?
only book in, for
Yeah.
Robert's author, sorry, that I have chose. I chose the color scheme, the color palettes for the book. That's the only one that I've done that for his authors. I chose the color palettes. But yes, like, you know, if I'm not reading you, if you don't look pretty, like Joelle said, "Oh, how can I take you on my cruise with me? You know, like how can I take you out of the house
I mean,
with
come
me?
on.
You know, it's like it's a good book is like the perfect chain or the perfect bangle. Like it needs to complement you. So you want people, you know, in Joelle's case, you know, she wants to have a nice book so that people can notice, you know, her reading this book, etc. But for me, if the book cover is not good, then you're not sparking my imagination. You're not
Mhm.
helping me with my good thoughts. You understand? When I start to read this book, I want to look back at the cover and be like, I can see why you looking to stab this body at the front. You ain't no good. Right? So it helps portray an image, right? Like a good book. Once you start to read, you know, you're able to see, you know, like a good movie is like a movie. You're able to see and feel everything that's happening. So the cover really plays a a huge part in doing that.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, let me just correct Ashley. I am not trying to pull no manner.
So that
No, please. That's
But
not what I was trying to assume. No, please.
I can check my legs. Don't put
I just
accent.
saying.
Oh,
I just say
please.
no, no, no. What I said was true. But what I'm also saying is that you can't get if you're looking for your target audience to be men, right? As Robert is saying about this pregnant belly and this woman looming over the guy, right? A man might look at that cover and say, "What kind of mad people say is this? What is she?" Right? What is book cover trying to say about men? May have a problem with that. It's just that simple, right? You A man buying a book and a woman buying a book, you have to get into the mind of your reader. And if you're looking at launching your book during the summer vacation, you're really looking for. You may be looking at people who want a quick read, right? They're sitting in a park, they go to the beach, they're hanging out with their friends, chuck a book in the bag. They do not want a Bible. They do not want a 5,000 page small print book, right? That hardcover and big. They want something just like how you're saying, Ashley, this little cute book to go around. I could pull that in my handbag and go about my business. My shoulder won't start to hurt me as I walking about the
And
place, right?
to,
So all of those things you have to
and
consider
yeah,
too.
you
What
also have
the book is going to do.
exactly, and you also have to consider that there are things that are taking over physical books at the moment, like the audibles, like I tell you, I hooked on audibles. I don't want to see a physical book again. Like, I just kidding. I do like physical books, but I mean, like, you can read so many books in a short space, or listen to so many books that you're interested in, especially if you are a busy business owner and you don't really have time to sit down and read the book. Then you can listen to it while you're doing your work and stuff like that. Then you also have the what's the other one, Robert?
Ebooks.
Ebooks, right? You have the ebooks as well. So many people are using ebooks, and then not to mention the ebooks and the audibles. You know, you're paying $1.99 compared to the actual book. You're paying $20 plus already the case for. So if you still want to attract people with your book, you know, it's you're making the job of the marketing coordinator or the marketing specialist so hard when we have to sell something that's really boring.
Yeah.
You know, when we gotta put something really dull and we gotta say bam, you know, we gotta blow up something that is not, you know, it's not helping us, it's not giving us any legs to stand on, you know, the book cripples. So therefore we've now gotta put legs on the book and try really hard to push it. So for me personally, you gotta help us help you. Like I always say, we gotta work alongside our clients, work alongside our authors, you know, work alongside our writers. You gotta have an interesting book. If, like you said, you know, if with the pregnant person on the front of the book, like is the book trying to attract you know, new up and coming mothers, you know, that are ready to nurture their babies? If you're looking to sell to men, you can scare them by putting a pregnant woman in front there.
Some men, because some men there's a fetish for pregnant. We won't get into that, but we're all adults here. We're all adults. We're all adults here. So just saying it.
Right,
you know,
right.
Know your market. Know your market. That's all I'm saying.
Know your definitely. Sorry.
Yes, it's true. It's true.
Yes, know your market is really important. And when I say know your market, you need to know. You need to research a lot. You need to figure out, like, you're writing your book now. You need to figure out who is going to read your book. Right? I know that you would have mentioned a lot about family and friends, but let's be also real. A lot of family and friends do not read the books. They do buy the books.
They're not buying. No, they read your book. The free one you give them, they're not buying it. Right?
Let me finish. Right. So wait.
My book. I have family. I can let you talk. I have family who's bought my book and said to me, I am buying this book to support you, but I am never looking into this. I am not reading it.
I was saying, like, they are going to support you. I mean, many of them for sure. You know, your mommy and daddy ain't buying nothing. Like, you better bring a copy of that book and put here.
Yeah,
Look at this
and sign it too.
Tell everybody that I've written this book and they may read it yet. But let me just fully say, your friends and your family are not your support system. Sorry to say this, guys, but that is not where your support system lies. You gotta get out there and find your support system. It's just like your business. Your friends and your family will not support your business. They are looking for the freebies.
Yes, they are.
They're looking for you to have the first body they will call when they need help, or they want a good book to give as a gift. But they're not going to, like, you know, y'all say they want the first ones that you're giving out for free. They might read that one. But the truth is, these are the people who more than likely going to tell everybody about the book, but they're probably not going to buy it, or they're not going to buy it, or they're not going to read it. So you got to go there and find people who will read it, people who are still interested in physical copies. Robert also has a service to make your physical copies, especially for those who've written books years ago, making them ebooks now and stuff like that. Because, like I said, you know, it's really hard to buy. It's really hard now to compete with all the other forms of reading a book. So you really need to know your audience and
the audience, know the technology, know the things that are available, because audio books were, you know, they're definitely taken over. Like before, years ago, it was paperback or ebook. Now it is now pretty much it's almost ebook or audio book.
Yeah,
and
I said on the audiobooks, like on the audiobooks, you know? Like recently,
People busy. We're busy.
yeah, people is like recently, for me personally, I used to create all of my content and my strategies and my plans while listening to music in the background or a movie. But for the last over a month now, I've been listening to a book. I don't even know how many books I read so much. I have read through audiobooks. It is driving my family crazy. They're like, oh my goodness, are you going to stop? Like everything. I cannot remember the last time I've actually watched a movie, and I literally love movies. I've not watched any in a long time because I'm so hooked on this one book, and we are chapter 400 and something already. So like I said, and I got
Not a quick summer read.
Yeah, and they have 800 and something chapters. So for me personally, like with you know, with things competing like that, and you gotta also remember the awesome people who will buy the book and will turn around and read it to you on YouTube for free. So so I mean, because my mom literally found the book for free on YouTube, and I was real upset that I spent that $5 now to think of it.
Well, I was gonna say, but I didn't want to burst her bubble. YouTube is where you go look for all audiobooks first, right? LibriVox.
My bubble, because I was so excited.
Sorry, but no, you gotta watch those coins. You gotta watch those coins. Listen, standard of living is going up. The salary is not. We gotta watch those coins. So go to YouTube first and look for all your audiobooks. LibriVox.
So excited.
LibriVox.
Right?
Free
There was
books.
this limited edition for, I don't know if you guys know about the trilogy of The Summer I Turned Pretty. Those were really good. Right. And it's a huge little argument. I had watched the series, but then I realized a lot of people kept saying, oh, the book. So I went to purchase the book. Then I realized they had this thing called Audibles. That's how I actually got into the audiobooks. And I actually started to listen to this thing. And then I was like, okay, now I could go back to Instagram and argue with these people because I know what's going on. So check me out in the literal comments talking about, yes, this was a book.
Let me tell you, she said argue with these people. Let me just jump in here with this. So I was totally hooked on Walking Dead, the series, right?
You must be my
husband.
He loves Walking Dead. Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh, religious. We are the ones who are going to be digging the bunkers for you all to for the apocalypse, huh? Yeah, so literally, right? I was hooked on Walking Dead. I watch everything. And if I feel I'm watching it and I say, wait, how we reach there? Listen, I gotta go back. So there is now Talking Dead. I watching Talking Dead and all. What they doing in Talking Dead? Talking about Walking Dead.
You know, listen, that was me.
Yes, and let me tell you, as authors, don't forget your book review or your book club. It doesn't only talk about how good your book is.
It is.
Those things could literally be like the Talking Dead, right? We read the book and listen. First of all, I don't know what you put Matthew in your book for. We don't like he at all, right?
Exactly.
And I don't know why you kill off Sandra. Sandra was the best thing ever happened to Matthew, right? And you see, as for that little badass child you had inside of there, I wanted to beat she so bad, right? That is what your book club is about. You read the book and the people enthused. Listen, we have read books in our book club, right? I'm in a Tobago book club, and we read books in this book club. We don't come to play in book club. Please bring food and drinks, and we're ready to quarrel. And we read a book. Nobody liked the book because it was a shit. Yes, get one and put it online.
These audiobooks I'm listening to, I'm ready to argue. I'm real upset about some of these things.
Exactly. You're like, how you could put this person in your book? What you was thinking? Who is this? As the agent to say, who is this Johnny you put in here?
And the truth is, I was able to see, like, I really like to be Summer Turn Pretty is literally a summer thing. So it only comes out every summer, and it's a trilogy. But I felt so lost. I was like, why I don't know these people? Why I don't know this happening? I was like, no, man. So I went and I had to go and I was buying the book. But then I saw that there was something called audibles, and I was like, again, I listened to this thing. And then it was like, I see now what's going on. I see now why one of them he don't want but he ain't no good. So I saw people on this team. They got this team Jeremiah and team Conrad, and I hooked on it. And I like, I don't care what team when I'm on. I know who gets in belly in the end. So I care. We're not gonna be on all the teams.
you see what Ashley is saying? You see how Ashley is totally she is into this book. She's into this story. She's invested. That is what you want when we talk about visibility, when we talk about sending out your art, when we talk about people reading your book, when we talk about a reader messaging you to cuss you out because you kill off their favorite character. They're invested. Don't get messed with them. They're invested. When they say, listen, why you put he with she? I read in this book from the beginning, and this man sound real ugly. How you could push you with he? He ain't sound good looking at all. I ain't like how you set me up at all, and you don't even dress good. You hear what he does have on?
You know,
that's how invested your readers are.
And that is what, like Joelle was saying, that is this. As you see how excited Joelle is about walking in, and I am about the Summer I Turn Pretty and stuff like that. These are the things that really boost your visibility, really boost your engagement, really gets people talking about what is going on. And going back to the previous points that Robert made about this explains exactly what you need to use social platforms. It also explains Joelle's point in what you need to get out and go into groups and have discussions. Because after the group has read your book, we want to ask you some questions. At this point, this girl Madison got kidnapped about 5 times. Why? I got questions to ask. Why she's so kidnappable at this point?
She must not weigh much at all.
Exactly. So going into groups, like Joelle also made a mention of the library. Like the library has so much resources. I didn't even know that the library has so much resources until the last year when one of our clients first told us that he was doing launches and stuff at the library, and it was like, and I ended up going to the launch with Robert and stuff, and it was like, wow, I didn't realize that our library actually pays so much attention to new authors and give them some kind of support. So for me personally, like all the points that you've made were really important for visibility, because you got to get out there, go sit down in your local libraries. Robert, we're gonna fight. We definitely need a book club. So just letting you know.
Well, like I said, we can do a link with the Beige Book Club with Dawn.
Yes.
We will definitely have a conversation.
I'm inviting you all to our book club in Tobago. We have a Tobago book club, and let me tell you, these people feisty about the books.
Exactly. We want the feisty people, Robert. Like, we have to discuss what's going on.
And we not coming to no dry mouth book club meeting.
No, please. Like,
we want entertainment and we want food and drinks. These Caribbean people you're talking about, we don't like to go nowhere and sit down and got nothing to drink nor to eat. That is church service, right? And that ain't happening. We
need a book club, even if it start on Zoom, Robert. I am invested. Literally, at this point, I think I've read enough books now. Listen to enough books, and I have questions. We have to.
I understand. Listen, I understand what you mean, because when I talk about when I was doing, I bring up my novel a lot, and when the novel was done, I had a couple of people who told me the main character. She said, I hate this character. She said, She said, Joel, to me, the woman told me, I want you. This is her word. And I want you to give him every single sexually transmitted disease there is on the planet at the same time.
Robert, you did a good job. You did a good job. If you could elicit that kind of reaction from a reader, that means you did a good, you made a great antagonist. Because when you write books, you already know who is the antagonist, the protagonist, what role each person going to take. And I'm sure you wrote that thinking, boy, these people are going to hate he. They're going to hate he guts.
To me, she was good until one particular thing happened. And then she was like, nah, I done with he. I done with he. I done.
She done with him. Because they were clearly in a relationship, right?
Yeah. Yeah, like that is the kind of reaction that you want to evoke. Like, yeah, at this point in my book, he asked the girl for the divorce, run she down for the divorce, the girl give he the divorce, I know he her. I like, nah, divorce he, girl, divorce he, get rid of he. So you see the investment.
Listen, I used to go to a karaoke in the back by the electric company there on Spring Garden. And it had this woman who used to come. They used to do fry pork late in the night to stuff up your little arteries. I don't know if all you know it. And every time we go to this karaoke, it had a little woman used to come and sing this song, right? As soon as you see her coming, you know, she say, D-R-V-O-R-C-E. Ashley, that's the song you needed to sing for that woman.
You know, because I like, do not go back. Do not. So you want, you want people to be so invested in what you have going on that they're going, at this point, I follow everybody that talking about this thing, because at this point, I want to see what foolishness you got coming down my timeline. And I let you know that grandmother need killing off because she ain't a good. Kick the bucket, boy. Kick that bucket, no. Like, it is the investment. So the truth is, like, you know, what we're trying to convey here is like, you want visibility is all about the investment. How much is somebody invested? Like I said, I call my mother, then she in it now. I know she partner and my partner, know her partner and my husband having a discussion like we can ever get back. We be wives, we partners, you know. Them don't touch me tonight. I listening to this.
Yeah, and not only that, that man in the book, I find he tall. He's singing like he resemble you. Who you was talking to yesterday?
You exactly. Exactly. So definitely,
I'm a feelings right now, because let me tell you, all you're doing, women, all kind of things. Listen, these books, and as I jump on that theme, as authors, we are not trying to make sure that you sell salaciousness, right? We do not want authors to go just writing things to get people's reaction, because there are people who into the non-fiction, right? And there are those who are into fiction. But even what we're trying to say is, even when you're writing a story, consider developing your character well, even for nonfiction. Develop your characters properly. You may be writing a story about your life, but if you don't write if you don't develop that character properly, the readers don't understand motivations, they don't understand the personality of the person, they don't understand why they do, they don't understand the relationships. And if what you're doing is to build on the story, right? Meaning, this is not going to be a one-off book. I'm writing a series. So obviously, I'm leaving gaps because I'm going to be filling them later. I remember I was talking to an author and she said to me, I asked her, you know, what would be the one thing you would advise authors to do or not to do, you know, when they're writing the book? And she says, the one thing I would advise them to do is what I would tell myself. And if I were them now, looking back on how I published, I would have waited until I had 2 books or even 3 books. ready for publication. And she said, this is why. Because once you start writing and you publish a book and it gets a really good reaction, because you did your work properly, right? You developed the character, you did your market research, you did all the great things. You had all your I's dotted and your T's crossed. Once you've done that, people do just what Ashley said earlier and want to get your other book. What other books has this person written? This is so good.
Exactly.
And then there's nothing.
Exactly.
And a book takes close to a year at least. And now they have to sit waiting on you. Let me tell you, you'll lose your audience because they'll go find they're not sitting on they're not sitting waiting on you. They'll go find somebody else to read, and while they're reading that person, they may forget all about you, and now you have to start the whole marketing machine over again. And you may not want to have to do that. So she said, literally, I would have waited until I had 2 manuscripts, and then I would have published one. And, like a drip, I'd publish one. And as that one now is really gaining momentum, I would publish the second one. And all the time that is happening, I'm also writing the 4th. So you always have a book, like this wheel is always churning. You're always putting out material. So you never stop in terms of starving your audience, right? And the next thing I would say is don't forget that your books will make great movies. People. I
was about to make that.
People, right?
I was about to say
yeah.
That.
And not because you're in the Caribbean, that does not put you out of the runnings, right? People are doing film and they need content. They need material to do their films. Go to the film schools and say, listen, I have a book. I think it would make a fabulous way. I recently read, we interviewed this last Wednesday, Ira Mathur. She is an award-winning author. She's a journalist in Trinidad and Tobago, and she's one of the longest running columnists for one of our newspapers here, the City Guardian. And her book, the way she had set up her book would make such a good movie script, right? And you can option your scripts, your books off to movie producers, people who are in the film industry, and they pay you to block off. So they will give you money to make sure that nobody gets, to get to make your book into a movie for this full year. Those are options as well for making money,
I think you guys have a film school in Trinidad.
Yes.
Yeah, because when we visited in January, the first thing I noticed was this very huge, pretty building from the port. And when we got closer, it was the film school. That's something that I saw that you guys had that you could take advantage of. I'm not sure if we have a film school as grand as that, but I mean something that we could do on another live or whatever is speak to all of these things that could help push your book in the Caribbean, because it is harder as being a Caribbean author. We don't have the same resources, but like he would have said, if you don't have the resources here, there might be resources in the Caribbean that could be shared throughout the Caribbean.
Oh, yes.
So what are some of the things that we can what are some of the resources that we have inland or locally, and then what are some of the other things that we have in other Caribbean countries that can help us as well to help push Bajan authors. As Barbadian authors is really hard. Something else that I saw when we were away in other areas of America is that there are many Caribbean bookstores in the city, and also in very, very small towns where the Caribbean author section is literally the most popular section there is. I was in this town called Pashaw, which is in Long Island, and Long Island thinks that they're a Caribbean island, so they feature a lot of things that they think are Caribbean. So what I did for one of my clients when I was there is that I went on to show the products, to the store owners, and they were super excited. And I spoke to them about the Caribbean books, and they go, oh my goodness, why can't we get some? Oh, because they want to be, their whole marketing is all about being like the Caribbean, right? So they were trying to get some more authentic things, and I think they need them because they're nothing like the Caribbean. So for me, it's like things are even international that focus on. Right now I am in this other group called the Barbados Montreal Society, or whatever the case may be, are Barbadians that live in Montreal and live abroad, and you know, get invested in the different community. I mean, that community, and I never seen Montreal ever. So for me personally, it's like get invested in the different communities internationally, get into the communities, you know, like Trinidadian people that live abroad, Barbadian people that live abroad, get invested in the people who have not come back home since however long. You know, they want to support Bajan. Look, Chafet just went to New York City and the line was longer than Rapunzel. So for me, that's the same with having a nice book. You know, people want to support your local stuff. People that have not been back to the island or the country since birth or since young or for years or whatever, they want to feel and they want to support what it is that you do too. So get out there and, you know, join the different societies. Like Joelle said, people want movies, because right now I read upset that they make a movie to this other audiobook I'm listening to, because things gotta change. And I got argued for it. I voting no. I'm a voting member. I am a part of the club. So for me, also get involved in the international clubs. Get involved with reaching out to other Trinidadians, other Bajans, other people that live abroad. They have a lot of societies that as well, and they always look to push things that are all about their country. So try to get those people, you know, when you have those communities, those are actually the people who more support, because they're trying to support, you know, they miss their countries, they miss their islands, they want to really support what's going on inland. So you get the sales from that. When I did my planner, that's something that I did, and you know, good to other people from the Montreal Society, they would have bought from the planner, and I would have gotten feedback from them to know what to put in next, what to do next. And then some of the people in the planner would have gotten visibility from that aspect, because then people would have called them and find out, oh, can I do this? Can I do that? For Robert personally, Robert doesn't just do Barbadian authors. He can tell you he's done authors internationally also. And that's the same thing that you want to do for your book as well. So you want to reach out to your audience, no matter where they are. You want to get that movie. So like Joel would have said, even if you don't get a full-fledged thing, you can even let it be performed on a stage in a theater. You know, let people start to gain that recognition. So go to the film schools, go to the schools that create that kind of drama, those kind of things. Introduce your book to other forums that can help you push your story out. Get people talking about it. Get people as invested as we are in finding out when this character gonna be dead, because in the end we tired of he or she. Finding out when this body gonna be with that body, because whatever. Finding out, you know, all of the things that make us tick, make your audience happy, make you feel good that you've been a part of this. So that's all visibility. That's all we hear tonight. Different means and ways and structures and all these different things. And it all goes back to one thing that I want to repeat that we said in the beginning: having a plan.
Yes.
Having a strategy. That's the first thing that we've mentioned tonight, and the thing that we want you to take away from tonight's session is to have a plan. You don't wake up one morning and decide, bam, I'm writing this thing and it's going to sell. Make sure that you've created a plan. This is what I'm going to do. And if you don't know how to do it, we can do it for you. And that's one of the most important things that we want you to take away from gaining visibility tonight, and pushing your book as an author and as a writer.
Well, that's great. Well, I can tell you this, ladies. I knew that I had in mind that this was going to happen, right? This live is supposed to be an hour long. We now pushing an hour and a half.
Oh my goodness.
We pushing an hour and a half. So for sure, I will say for those of you who have popped in. Before we go, if there's anything that anybody wants to ask, or you know, if you're still around and there's any questions you want to ask or anything like that, you can definitely use this time to ask the questions. But for sure, we've had a really, really great, invigorating time, a really great, invigorating session and talking and getting people all excited about books. Like I said, that's what FYA is about. Getting a free book marketing strategy guide. The link is there, but for sure, I know people are not going to be able to click it. So definitely, what you can do is just DM. DM me, and I will definitely send you that link. So anybody's interested, for sure, you get that free guide on how to market yourself and to go forward. Ladies, thank you so much. What I'd like to know, give you one last opportunity to say what you have to say to end off. To tell people about how to find you, and you know, especially those who are going to listen to the repeat of the who are authors who are going to listen to the repeat and want to know how to contact you, what to do next. This is the Art of Visibility. We've been talking to Joel Greene and Ashley Phillips-Kinch, and this has I'm Passionate Poet. I am Robert Gibson, founder of Passionate Words Editing Services. We're gonna give the ladies a chance to tell them how to find you, and then we'll just end off right there. So thank you so much for coming, and definitely you those who are coming in right now, you just missed the live, so you definitely have to wait till I save it and then go watch it.
Sure.
All right, Joel, you want to start?
Yes, definitely. So very quickly, my name is Joel Greene, George. You'll find me on Facebook. What I want to share with authors especially is that we are doing a platform for authors. We're doing an authors chat interview every Wednesday. And if you're an author in the Caribbean and you'd like to be featured at some point, right now we're focusing on local authors in Trinidad and Tobago, especially in Tobago, because we have very limited opportunities in Tobago. But if you'd like to be featured on that, come to my Facebook page, Instagram page. There's a book club corner TT page. I will share the link and you can get featured on that. It is, however, an in-person, so we're working on doing the virtual so we can accommodate more authors. But we're having such a good time sipping and chatting, get local wines from local winemakers, and we just sit and have a good time. So I just want to tell you, listen, and that is not something you only can do in Tobago, right? Literally, we're going to take it to the online platform. So I just want to share that with you. If you're an author and you would like to discuss your book, get in contact with me. We can put you on that platform so that you have an opportunity to talk about your book, talk about the literary arts and why you love writing, right? Share that love for writing. Make it something that people need to get vaccinated for, because you're infecting them with your excitement and passion about writing and reading, right? We want to get everybody on board. Reading is, let me tell you, I can't tell you enough. It activates a certain part of your brain. Even writing activates a certain part of your brain. And if you are not into reading and writing, you're not going to get that part of your brain excited. You're not going to get that part of your brain activated. And I just wanted to drop that in because a lot of people say, I don't know how to read prescription and newspaper. What else I need to read for? Because it's making you smarter. I'm telling you guys, you got to get on board with this. So that's just me logging off. Thank you so much, Robert.
No problem at all. We definitely will be talking about this because I want to have connecting. This is great, and I want to find a way to do this connecting around the Caribbean, so that we have resources, so that we can do this on a Caribbean scale, and so that Ashley and I can fly out to Trinidad, or how you hosted here, all the Grenadian people that I know. Bring them and stuff. So there's a lot to be done. There's a lot to be done. And I see this as a nucleus for something big happening in the Caribbean, literary related. Yeah.
We need to have a book marketing conference where people from across the Caribbean. We just converge on one island. Hopefully it's around carnival time, right? So we just converge on one island and we have a great time. And then we move to the next island and have another conference. Because listen, there's so much, even with the diaspora groups, there's so much to share. There's so much excitement and wonder and curiosity wanting to share and get into it. Because when you live overseas and you're not home, let me tell you, the worst tasting shadow benny and parsley you're going to eat and feel happy still. So I just putting it out there. When we in the Caribbean who are from where they want to be from have things to offer them, do not be shy about it. Get in there, share those things, and listen, season them up. We gotta season them up from with home, right? They're missing home, they're not here. Season them up properly, right? Give them some proper pork. That's all I'm gonna say.
Love it. Love it. Yes, please. All right, Ashley.
All right. So I'm Ashley Phillips-Kinch, and what I do for authors is really connected to passionate words editing services. BG Media would have created all of the packages that we have for authors for the marketing of their book. We have 2 sections of the packages. We have a package with a 3-step, which is the pre-launch, the launch, and the post-launch plan. That comes with a whole strategy from beginning to end, and even after you've launched your book, what to do next. That's one of our most famous processes. But we also still have packages to help you with your Instagram and Facebook visibility. We found that people like that also. And then we have really names on these packages that speaks to the authors. Like the package is called What's Next, because Robert kept saying that's the amount of people who've asked him that question. That's why we named the package What's Next, the What's Next bundle, or the What's Next package. So all of the things that I do for authors is really linked to passionate words editing. So from the time that you're ready to publish your book, or from the time you're ready to establish your book, the first thing that you would do is reach out to Robert. And Robert will give you the full service or the full process of what to do next. And then after that, we're going to have a consultation. It will include me. And then I'll go through the step-by-step processes for you. So in relation to that, BG Media does that. We link with partners and market for other companies and stuff like that. So Robert is one of those, one of the first partners that we have. So reaching out to Passionate Words is your first step, because the thing about, like we said before, is that we really want people to do the process the right way. It's not that we won't market your book when it's finished. It's that we want you to start the right way so that you can end the way that you really want to end. And like Joelle would have stated, I am really about a Caribbean book marketing conference. Like I'm about it. I'm literally about, let me know when. I am ready. Literally, like I'm about it, because like I said, I'm excited for the things that could happen for something like that. Definitely, more things for writers in the Caribbean is what we need. We need more avenues for our Caribbean writers. And I'm so happy to hear that, Joel, you have one of those avenues there in Trinidad. I'm happy to hear that you have people, you're creating a platform and a process for them. And very soon, besides our packages, Passionate Words, we'll have something as well offering, something like that. And I'm glad to hear that we can encourage our writers to join in on your online program as well, just so that they can get other help on how to market their brands and their brands and stuff like that. So yeah, find my business is called Bijou Media, BIJOU Media. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook, or you can look us up online. And if you want to really find out about our book marketing, contact Passionate Words Editing Services.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. It was really nice to meet you, Joelle. I like your personality. We had a really fun night. Thank you so much, Robert, for inviting me to be a part of this live. It was hilarious. We had a lot of laughs.
Definitely.
I think we were able to give out a lot of information that can help our authors and writers in the future.
Yes.
So with that said, you know, but go back to Robert so he can end the session.
Yeah, well, I have somebody who was in the live came to me and they're in WhatsApp. They left about 9 o'clock because there was you know, the thing is supposed to finish at 9, and then they said, but they did say what I listened to. There's a lot of food for thought. They said so. Definitely, thank you so much, ladies, for being a part of the show. We'll definitely do this again. This was too good to only do it once. This was too good to only do it once. So we're going to do this again. Thank you so much again. But like again, this has been FYI. This is Robert Gibson, the owner and founder of Fashion Words Editing Services. And we are out. I'm going to go and look for something to eat and let it go. And we're going to see you next week. So if you're interested in what you've seen tonight, normal Caribbean time. If you're in Jamaica, it's an hour before. So what is when I say 8 o'clock, you say 7 for those of you in Jamaica. But other than that, 8 o'clock till 9 o'clock usually. Who knows? We might go on again longer next time. But we will see you next time, 8 o'clock. And if again, follow us, like, follow, share, turn on the notifications, all that good stuff. See you next week.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.